She's back again. All right, so we're going to work with a cone this time. You just finished drawing the cone, and I've got all my pencils, right? So I'm going to move those off to the side. I got my shaving container, I got my eraser, got the blending stump. All right, so I'm going to start with that blending stump again. Here's my drawing that we've just finished, and then here's my scrap paper again, right? All right, super speeding through this, and I might just like shut up and let this kind of roll here. I'm going to come back with my HB pencil. I'm going to put a little bit more. I'm using the side of the pencil, right, to get a little bit more smooth of stuff on there for the graphite so I can pick it up. All right, so if we are here and the shadow is going to the left, right, that means the light's coming from the right. Bright light, shadows, right? That means my cone is going to go from light to dark. Now, the drawing portion had us drawing an oval, right? And we don't need that upper oval line anymore because that's the inside, and we're going to make this look like it's solid, right? So now we've got a solid curved piece of paper for or whatever it is that's making this object. So I'm going to turn this direction so my arm is easier to kind of follow along the edges. Here's the uber important part. As I begin to shade, every time I shade, I'm going to come right back up to where my finger is at the point. Okay? You draw to the point every single time. So I'm going to start with a little bit of dirt on here. I'm just dabbing. I'm not doing too much wiping, just to get a little bit on there. Okay, so there is my lightest spot, and I'm barely touching the paper. I can always erase stuff from the outer edge if I need to. If I go outside my border, we know we can clean that edge up with an eraser. So here we go. So notice how I am following that edge. I'm coming up here every single time. I'm going to get a little bit darker. I'm going to come in and let's put a little 2B. We'll put a little 2B down on the paper and pick up a pencil that's just a little bit richer. All right, I'm going to pick a little bit of this up around the edges. All right, so I'm coming back up this direction. Now, I am only using the blending stump in a light area, okay? Do not use your blending stump in dark areas because it just picks up all the dark that you just put down, and that's not the point, okay? So you're kind of defeating yourself. I kind of had a little mess here. I'm going to clean up so I can see my corner. Now I'm going to kind of go back in with an HB pencil. And again, I'm going to actually start from up here. And I'm going to start to bring down some really light value. And I'm going to change from my different pencils that I talked about in the previous video, how you kind of go from your HB, your 2B to your 4B. Remember, the object doesn't go any darker because the darkness is going to happen in the shadow. All right, we're going to set this to fast forward here so that you can see how this develops without me talking. Okay, so we have the inside shaded. Okay, look at that. We kind of went from our lights all the way over to our darks. Again, dark is only to 4B. Now I'm going to start with 6B, and this should be similar to what we did last time, where it's on a flat surface. So you need to start with 6B, then to 4B, and then to 2B, and we are shading horizontally, right? So I'm going to come in nice and tight through here, and we are going to go as horizontal as we can get. All right, and there you go. Take a nice picture and you upload.